Welcome back for only one more game here for day number 2 of week number 6. As I see this little pen scribbling away, doing its things. Frost, what are you writing down? Tell me what you're writing down.
Nothing.
Oh, okay, that was boring.
Just making boxes and preparing
Just drawing little dogs.
Preparing game 8 of this week and writing little dots and.
There you go. There you go. Exciting for our final game of Erangel. We keep seeing, I think, just in general, little shake-ups here and there when it comes to the standing. I didn't expect CrowCrowd to get themselves a win here. There was Team Liquid amongst 4 or 5's worth of teams that, on paper, you would say, oh, you see all that list of teams? Yeah, Team Liquid's a big favorite to win that. Of course, it depends on positioning. It depends on everything else. But Team Liquid did not get themselves the victory there. And
now
points!
Now you can look at the Border Patrol.
Oh, okay, Border Patrol. What's this? 401 points for TSM, 399 points for Raise Your Edge Gaming. How much of a percent increase and difference is that?
100%!
100%!
100% increase!
Oh my god. It sounds massive, but it's not very big.
Look at ENCE and Reciprocity, though. It's only 2 points difference there now.
And M19 is only on 309, and there's a big gap now up to CrowCrowd. 31 points from the 12th and 11th spot.
It's pretty funny because like the bottom part of the leaderboard is they're playing for the 12th spot there, making sure they're out of relegation. The middle pack, they're playing for the 5th spot, making sure they get to Grand Slam.
Yup. Because beyond from 6th to 4th, it's almost 100 points difference. Oof. Big oof, unfortunately, for these teams if they want to try and get any other placements. It's all about trying to strike at TSM. CrowCrowd currently sat in 11th place, while DA in 10th here, as CrowCrowd's trying to claw their way up the leaderboard as a whole. Trying to get into the money, I think, is probably one of the big goals for some of these mid-pack teams, don't you think?
Yeah, the top 8 definitely is. It's where the money starts. It's obviously where you want to be, but it's Chris with 101 kills. So he's now on Rustenmars kills after phase 1, after 60 games, but after 67 games.
I think what's important though is that when you go and when you look at what happened in phase 1 and you came into phase 2, if you had to pick names that you thought might get to the 100 kills first, Chris would definitely be one of the front runners, I think, for that kind of title. It's fair to say, right?
Yeah, I would say so, definitely. He was also up there all the time for phase 1.
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of it's a funny stat to obviously dive to, as damage is important, but now that we're so far through, where it's going to be the same people and the same players we're watching again and again, because they're always up there, they're kind of fighting for it all the time. But what's really interesting is obviously the mid pack and how they change and how you get better and better. Ratio Edge is one of the teams that has really improved their average damage as well. Obviously not the last game where they suicided, where 60 through a nade, as Pansy said. I'd like to see a point of view from that. We'll see that from the team view, I guess.
Well, the thing was that if they didn't pull that nade and suicided, they would probably have gotten a lot of points, actually.
Yeah, they would. So M19 died in 4th place because they were sitting in that same spot at the time. So they would have gotten more points from the placement alone. They would have obviously gotten the 4 points from the placement, but potentially also more points from kills, because they would obviously maybe be out there fracking out a little bit or have killed the M19 player that got there. So they would have been ahead of TSM.
Exactly, because that's what I wanted to say as well. Raise Your Edge is definitely playing better than M19, and if they were in that track instead of M19, they would have probably gotten more points, maybe even a win.
They could have, I wouldn't say so with when we had that many, like 3 big teams alive. I think Liquid, CrowCrowd, and Reciprocity would have killed them a bit earlier before they actually went out. But definitely would have gotten more points. And there's 2 ways to warm up here. There's either your casual solitaire, or you can go in with some aim practice and then.
They should probably go for aim practice right now, I'd say.
You think ENCE should go for some more aim practice?
There's a lot of solitaire being used by our players, just eagerly waiting for their next games to happen each time. They like to sell some card games, I suppose.
Well, it's also a strategy game, so solitaire can also be a bit of a strategy there. So
strategy game.
And I would say with them practicing and playing as much as they do between games, I would still say you want to go like cool off in that kind of way and like give your mind a little break and be ready and prepare yourself for the next game.
Final thoughts, Ross, before we go in?
I think we're going to see Raise Your Edge doing really good in this game here. If they don't suicide again, that is. I mean, they've been flaming hot.
Do they get top 5?
Yes.
Ooh, all right, it's time. We're going to be going to game number 68. Will we see the first big shakeup in our top 5 here in as many weeks for Phase 2? That's the big question on everyone's minds as we head over to Erangel once again. Pansy and Sims, take it away.
Oh, it's the last game of the day, but I can't wait for it to happen. It's been a curious one. CrowCrowd winning. We've had Vitality. We've had some really interesting winners today. I'm liking a bit of variety. Spice of life, all that jazz.
We've had some good end games as well.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's almost like PUBG sometimes. It's quite fun.
I think we're getting to that point where we can build a story going throughout it now. We have a rough guess of how people could approach these. We've seen the strengths, we've seen the weaknesses. We're also seeing changes and improvements. You spoke about with Winstrike and changing things up, and it does keep things feeling fresh. The circles, though, they've been not predictable, you can't say that whatsoever, but a little bit... They're nowhere near as wild as what they used to be, that's for sure. We've seen a lot less melee circles. Jinxed it, jinxed it, jinxed it.
Why have you done that?
And if we do, I think Liquid's going to be in for a rough time because FaZe is already here.
Exactly. FaZe come over when there's a chance it's a melee circle.
Also when it's really hard to get to be fair, they'd have to do
True.
a long...
They would have to go all the way over. It's not an easy drop for them either. TSM have made it to a degree as of G2, but you know, obviously FaZe do have to go further, and that's going to be a very hefty fight for cars. To get vehicles around that area, you might get one, and it's a risk. It's a high risk. And they got chased down by, who was it? Was it Liquid who chased them down? It was, I think, on Miramar when they only had that, you know, the bang bus. So they certainly felt the punishment of that. Now, the circle has not come in towards it. It's kind of your central beast, you know what I mean? You've got your slap bang in the middle, kind of schoolish area, Roshawk maybe, somewhere around there. So it's kind of everything's up for play. The team's obviously on the military base. You run the risk of going there whenever you do. Now they're going to be suffering on the other side of it.
One thing that we will get from this circle is that we're playing an extremely late game with a lot of players. There isn't barely any water. There isn't massive migrations that will happen. There's plenty of land to play with in the middle. By circle 2, 3, I think we'll still have 16 teams up. You'd have to completely fluff it should you go down early on this game, unless one team says, you know what, let's set up a bridge entrapment because we know that FaZe is over there. TSM, for instance, will not see them flying in. They will not see the vehicles turning up. There is potential. Have they read it right? Again?
Are you going to risk that if you're TSM?
Probably.
You're, what,
I don't know.
3 points away?
Right?
Yeah, but you're banking on the fact you clean wipe FaZe and then go forward.
There is
you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if it was, I don't say an easy team. If it was a lower down team, maybe, but I don't mess with that. And we didn't get to ask you, what's your celebration meal?
Me?
Yeah, what do you know, if...
It's a certain company that does chicken.
I said the same. Yeah, it's always good. One day they'll sponsor us. If any of your mates, you know, work at Nando's HQ, just...
I wouldn't say the name, but yeah, we'll go with it. Branding and everything.
Help me out here, look. Just get me some chicken, my dudes. I need it, all right? Maybe just send me the hot sauce. I'll take that. I know you can buy the sauce these days, but, you know, it's pretty good. What sauce do you go for? What level of heat?
I'm hot.
You're a hot boy?
I'm a hot boy. I can't go any hotter than that because I think it just ruins it.
Yeah, it's too much. I get a bit sweaty.
I was always a medium boy, but then my friend turned me up to hot and I've never gone back.
Spicy.
Very much so.
Yeah. No, I normally go medium and then I get the hot sauce itself on its own from the shelf. So I like to make my own sauce. I go for a bit of hot and then I get like the garlic and herb one and I mix it together. The win is asking for it to be cooked without the skin. I know. Ask it with Richard, hot and then dump hot sauce on it once it comes. See, this is chicken related, you know. It's about the game. We're winning a chicken dinner. It's on brand, guys. Don't worry. What is this conversation? This is what happens. You have a very central circle. 0 chance of teams, unless they make huge errors, doing anything ridiculous. There shouldn't be kills coming in for probably another minute, maybe more, actually, depending on rotations, because everyone's kind of in play. So I'm sorry if we've made you hungry. Oh, hot sauce with some blue cheese on the side. Oh. That's the American dream, right? With the wings. Oh yeah, they get the stinky cheese. Yeah. I'm a fan of strips, though. I don't do chicken on the bone. Yeah. I just can't be bothered to pick it off. It's a lot of effort, isn't it? It is. I just get my meat and I'm done. I'm happy. Richard gets his meat and he's done. I don't want food to be a task. And I feel like it is when there's bone involved. Okay, if we were going to describe, like, who do you think are the spicy teams? Who are the extra hot teams right now? Who gets the the black bottle with all the markings on it? Who's James. Just James. Yeah. Just go look at his Twitter feed. He is a bit of a meme. I think MVS has spotted out set. I think he's quite a glimpse, has he? He was looking the right way. I don't know if he heard the vehicle. Maybe he was just kind of looking over towards it. And yes, James can be the extra hot sauce. Let's see where Vard ranks on the old Scoville scale right now. Vard's on the way over. Maybe MBS getting that contact. He's like, maybe we should be a bit careful. CrowCrowd like to linger around there, and again, everyone's going to try and centralize up, and, you know, gravitate towards the middle. See if anyone gets the early engage. Most of this should be peacocking it, mostly just looking for where to go, how they want to approach. FaZe opting for the western bridge because Na'Vi do not bridge camp. They just kind of get their loot, head on over. Reciprocity know that as well. We do see a couple of shots between CrowCrowd and NIP fighting on that northern side of the river. And on the east of that, you have Raise Your Edge actually going for it quite early. They're normally a little bit later in this. This is an early move from them compared to what they normally do. Not an early move compared to some other teams.
Slow game, unfortunately. We'll be here for a while.
It's going to be.
We can talk about rotations and
We
stuff
can talk
in general,
about the best side
individual
to
players.
No, I think the best
you still
side
want to stick
meal.
on food?
Just for a second.
You really are hungry, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm really hungry.
Stop
We're getting
it.
curry tonight.
It's gonna be
Really
nice,
hyped
actually.
about the curry. Yeah. Like a chicken curry, of course, on brand.
3 teams along this road. Again, Set has been spotted out. Whether or not he knows NIP is lingering here is a different scenario altogether. Squeaky's in the back lines with the minute, so if he's got a scope on that, he might. Third party. Where's the rest of CrowCrowd? Okay, so they're disengaged from this one, so the one-on-one will be real.
Someone's out of
Someone
trip.
just
Hello?
fall over there.
And
You
somebody
okay,
might
mate?
fall over, could be set. VOD switching away from the old spray and going onto the SLR,
Ooh.
gets put in place. Tabs there. I feel like this, I don't want to say trade, but this kind of like battle between each other team is going to just happen a fair bit between these guys, just because they're in this very similar area and they fight for the same sort of region. CrowCrowd looking at maybe other options as Kemba's already split off to the 4-house compound. At this point, FaZe have found Pachinki. Hello, that's a bit different. Hello. Have we seen them go here before?
On transition, yes. And they sometimes...
Like to this level of
but
commitment?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
It all comes down to where they think the circle's going to pull, but the problem is you always have Na'Vi lingering around the church side, usually, because they come through farms. And guess who's on church side?
Yeah, it's a scary one, isn't it? You've basically just got the top 3 just lingering around. You've got Liquid up in the north a little bit.
This is where we saw TSM get
And
punished
G2's
yesterday.
turning up. We literally have your kind of top 5 all in a very similar area. I don't know if you can see him yet. G2 will be. Yeah, you can just see the icons in the back over the hillside. It's very rowdy out there today, isn't it?
It is. It is.
There's
A lot of
shut
people
off out there.
talking outside there, which is great for us.
Ooh, Orange is playing
Falling
hide and
off
seek
his
with
bike.
bike. Yeah, just
Yeah.
letting it roll away. But yeah, we do see a lot of posturing. I don't see there being many issues yet. Until the circle really becomes definitive, or like, you know, not necessarily hard shifts, but cuts away a big chunk of this or forces people's hands, we shouldn't see too many issues unless teams don't scout correctly. It's Hacksteady, nice driving, good drift. NIP looking for maybe next options. Gaxy's out there in the field, getting a couple of tags here and there, but he can roll down the deeper side of the hill if he wants to. Maybe trying to keep up on where CrowCrowd potentially went, because they were, you know, just north of them. They did swing to the 4 square houses. I always call it 4 square, even though there's not actually 4 houses there. Beyond the point, it's the little, I think you all know what I mean. It's one that watches the second bridge out. Gustav. I'm not sure about this maneuver, TSM. Bit risky.
The problem is, Lauren, is that they maybe turn back into the rest of the team that's waiting for them. They do have them up on Volcano to give support, but they're essentially just being ping-pong between 2 sides of the Knights here. They've stood up inside the compound, and Reals might take advantage of this one. Wookie's pretty much damaged. Nat gets a grenade up onto the top of the Volcano. So Gustav at least picks up one. Did he pull up? There's a trade-off.
Yeah, but look at Rory. Rory's down to absolutely nothing. Michael's knocked. Michael's going to bleed out. I'm pretty sure he's going to be confirmed any second now. I'm not sure who that's going to go to. It is an Eastern shift, so it's a valuable compound to be in, but at this point, they obviously didn't know that. They pulled up on this when this wasn't as valuable as it is now, and the issue is, look at all these teams. Unity's on the way, G2's on the way, Gustav needs to back off from this, and Wookie's out in the middle of no man's land. Yes, the Knights lost player. Yes, they had a bit of pressure, but they maintained compound. So now the TSM have to back away and find a new spot to play from. They have to kind of regather themselves. A little bit risky pulling up on that, I feel.
A pull back from Volcano, which gives them this little yellow shack here. There will be a team in transition in Unity. They may have actually just got ahead of them. There is a liquid compound further afield, should they want to dive in there. It's a nice compound, but you have to rely on somebody going for the eastern shift all the way up that side road.
It's a hard shift, isn't it, really? You look at that.
Yeah, you'd have to rely on it coming your way, basically, or at least teams coming your way.
Oh, you're a lucky boy to be alive. Whoever that was for Raise Your Edge, you were a shot away. That was very close on the bike.
One fast rail, for sure.
One fast boy.
One fast zoomy boy. And this is the, we called it, this is the, it's not an issue with the circle, but something how it plays out.
Yep.
You have 16 teams going into it. Everyone is happy to sit wherever they are. Plenty of land to play with, plenty of grounds to play with. But this circle is, it is a hard shift. It is a lot of migrations. There's still a lot of land to play with again.
Look at Liquid's rotation route here.
Kind of do whatever you want. Oh, okay. So they're going to go potentially up north?
So they were north of Pochinki. They kind of went a bit east towards kind of schoolish area. And they've gone out on the bridge to the west of Rozhok in towards, you know, blue territory. Not really into it yet. Obviously, it's still open ground. They're going on the northern side. So it's a wide swing and it's a safe swing. Maybe because they know this area is going to be so littered, they simply can't do it. They'll be kind of chasing the coattails of M19, maybe towards CrowCrowd. I wonder where they take this. They can always swing back in off of a Rozhok bridge. That's huge potential. That's a big shot. That's a dink straight away. Headshot. Bye-bye. The Wanderer tries to get on the bike to make a quick, mad exit. Did not check well enough towards the petrol station. And Tab, Set, all these guys have been having good games, CrowCrowd. Now, Team Liquid in a similar area are about to pull up. You can see the blue horse in the background. Blue or white horse, I don't know how you want to call it. Just on the hillside coming over. M19 are in front of them. I wonder if they're going to actually play for this, or if they're going to go off one of the bridges. Sam T going to get info, keep himself moving. D-Mash letting shots fly.
And we'll go for the split. Two of them will go up to the north. Sam T on the back of the bike with his teammate as well. They'll go down south. They have to be really careful on this side road, those they do come in with Liquid. It looks like CrowCrowd have set up a bit of an entrapment here. They have to be extremely cautious on the approach to all of those buildings. That will be the petrol station in tow.
That's some good shots.
That's some really good shots on the back of the bike. Okay, you are rather exposed, but to be hit them and to hit that as well. One. Nails him in the head. Bye-bye, Jempty. That's a big frag.
This was meant to be the safer route. I guess you could argue it still is. Reciprocity have just moved in on the west side where maybe Liquid could have waited, but maybe they wanted to be somewhere different. Samty's going back out here. He's kind of spreading back out towards the west, maybe looking for M19. I don't know what's going on here, but this is a very risky bit of play coming through.
All quiet on the western front for now. Mikas is literally the only player for, like, what, 400-500 meters just to be sat there on his own.
Whoop.
And it kind of goes that way. We have the pond in play.
This is fun.
And they've taken the rock side as well. That's actually a nice read from Set. It's finally played off. The big CrowCrowd split's all going well.
Yeah, this is very nice. CrowCrowd have just that perfect gateway around. Team Liquid kind of had a good shout at this. I don't know why, but they went north. Maybe just a read, maybe a feeling, maybe they went for the safer rotation route, whatever it is. It's got them in a good position. Samty's gone for a bit of a spin. You can see it on the map right now. So he's clearly keeping tabs on the tab. Raise Your Edge going to consolidate. Good position for them in the forest, just by the Harry Potter Tower on that kind of, I guess, petrol station side. They've just moved up a little bit for themselves in. But look at the southeast fields. Look at this. NIP, Unity, TSM, all of these players going around. That's without Winstrike or Na'Vi coming in. They're all going to get close by. Team Liquid going down. It's Kemba again.
Another big scalp. That's good for them, and just keep an eyes on that map. The tracer fire will be real. It's going to be like a light show. Raise Your Edge in the middle. They're good for now. Petrol station, but it is a prime location territory. If FaZe want to pull up on it, they happily will do. ENCE in the middle also.
So they coming over, or are they going Forest?
They're going to try and find something. I mean, literally, you've just got to dive in there and hope for the best. So Forest will be the place for now. You can use the vehicles. It is a ball, it is a ditch, it gives you a lot of defensive.
Nice spot.
It's really good. Skoom does take out D-Mash. That's over in Rozhok still. One-man band. Don't know what you're doing there on your own, D-Mash, but you have paid the price. Coming out of Rozhok will be dangerous. You have Digital Athletics just inside of it. And those buildings, there is a level 2 on the back as well, so they'll be able to look through the portholes and check them coming over the hillside. They have the vehicles, so maybe they go up to the north. Na'Vi, where do you boys go? That's going to be a difficult decision to make. You could go for the full wide swing if you wanted to.
Liquid are in so much trouble right now. They've had to pull up. But the problem is they're against Winstrike, and Winstrike have been playing good, and they have numbers here. It's not just one player. The push has been spotted, though. Nuki needs to get ready. The nade comes down. He's going to be biding his time. He's trying to cost them a couple of seconds, allow the rest of Winstrike to come over to ensure that they have the support there. He has top-up grenades in front of him as well if he needs to get more down the line. That's not the issue. Jeems now looking for a new way forward. Here he goes. He's making the push. Jeems with a BDP goes up. He gets put down. Nuki holds it. Nuki out the window, looks for the next step. Ibby's on the chase. He's looking for a way around himself. He's going to put it down and needs to look at where he goes from here. He's trying to bide his time as well. Nuki's nade comes up. It's a trade out, but Ibby's in danger. And there goes Liquid. A disastrous game for them.
16th place in the final game of the day. That's not what you want to be finishing off on. Hopefully tomorrow will set them up a little bit better. Navi was speaking about where they go. I'll tell you what, they just bombed it to the middle. They've gone for the Harry Potter. You can play off the back. And the canister as well, just the left-hand side. Oh, no, the canister. Container even. Set.
Tab.
And dead.
Oh, bless him. Almost made it there. And there can only be one smoke criminal, all right, Liquid. You can't be coming for Stewie's role.
Navi.
How have they done that? Navi. How have they gone away with that?
What is that?
What are those? I'm too old to say that, but how have they gotten away with that? I don't know.
They had nowhere to go.
So you can see it on the minimap now. Like, they found slap bang central spot.
How do you get to them?
You don't. You leave them alone.
In that field.
Just leave them the hell alone.
If they've got a sniper as well, put the marksman up top inside the Harry Potter and away you go.
So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Look at the outskirts of this area. You got Winstrike, Unity, CrowCrowd, NIP, G2, TSM. Everyone's watching, and somehow Navi just like crept in like, here I come. Jesus.
No wonder how to fight on the side of Yasnaya. You got Winstrike on the opposing side, and they're okay because they cleared out what was left of Liquid at least. They have been in this position before, and okay, Yasnaya's okay for now. That's fine. But once this circle shifts, you've got to run the gauntlet.
Oh, Reciprocity, this is scary. They're pulling up. They're going for the pull up from Rage, and Rage have been holding this. Good nade, but is the timing right? That goes deep, that goes towards Texetti. He's been...
Oh my
how
lucky
on
bugger.
earth? I don't know how he's alive, but now they need help. What on earth is happening here?
How did that vehicle not go up?
I don't know what's going on here. Rafi's going to put in a bit of a, a deeper smoke, trying to give himself some cover to make the run up. FaZe's position is vital right now. He can keep them under pressure, ensure they can't run in the open side, but it's an uncomfortable position because you can shoot underneath the barricade here. That's what you don't want. FaZe about to kick off towards DA. That's happening. They're over in the woods. Remind yourself of that. That's not far from here.
Uh-oh.
And now the nade's going through. Shiv's been found. Rafi's been spotted. He's being tagged in the back by someone. I think that might be Chris, or it could be Constantine maybe for M19.
You're right in what you say, Lauren. You have to be aware of that little gap underneath the wall. You can shoot through it, but unfortunately for Rec, they can also throw the grenades back. Ira, his teammate as well, they do fall down. They're making an advancement onto FaZe, but not going any further. ENCE puts another one down. Last man standing at 6 more, and you can see there's a crossfire here. Another team has eyes on the prize. FaZe wants to confirm it, and I think this could be DA's last stand. 15th position, job done.
Yeah. Swept aside. Constant could have made third party a little bit, but he didn't fancy it. He was already spotting out towards that Reciprocity Rage Your Edge fight. Chris is yet to really get involved into the battle. This is Vitality and G2, and G2 hold the ground. You don't want to unleash the beast of Chris. Wait. Where did Shadow just come from? He had the high ground? How did you... My word, I don't know how he didn't realize that. It looked like, it was the other way around. Udyr and Kane had the southern side, and now Shadow's about to keep going on this one. Shiv's found Sigsy. That's still over by the petrol station, but Reels is holding on to this. The Knights trying to get involved. Reels makes a bit of a hit and run. He gets out of there. Vitality just get annihilated.
Vitality gets stabbed in the back. The Knights pushed up, and unfortunately, they do go down. FastRail has extended away from his teammates. How in God's name Shiv has got a headshot with an M24 onto Sigsy inside there is completely beyond me. He must have got an angle on the doorway. Sigsy steps out. You can see by the health. Grenades will come across on the side of the road. FastRail trying to give... At the moment, FastRail, all he can do is give information. He's getting tapped up in the back now. He's been spotted. FaZe finds Constantine. FastRail does get a grenade finally. So it pays off being on the opposing side of the road. If he can get a nade banked off that back of that wall,
time to go.
He's going to be laughing.
They're going. Chris needs to hold this. He's holding the peak, as is FastRail. Allow these other two to cross out while under cover, while under pressure. The nade gave them time basically
smoke,
to do this.
By the way, from, just to say, touching it, FastRail, he actually smoked up Reciprocity, denied them the line of sight, and now they can just hold down and watch that ridge line because Rec will have to come towards them.
Exactly. That was really good moves. Just kind of covering them off as they moved across, found the timing correctly. Good work. Now the issue is the teams in Yasnaya can see this. We've seen that consistently with FastRail getting tagged up in the background. FaZe might turn their attention to this as well. That could prove another problem. Rage are not out of the woods just yet, but neither TSM, G2, all of these players, that's a good nade, but it's not quite good enough.
I don't know if Rec have any vehicles left. FastRail still with the K9.
There's
I
one
forgot
Darcia
about
there.
Chris as well inside the tower.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good for Rec.
But I've got to say, in the bigger picture, ENCE still have a huge, huge cut of the pie. They're sat slap bang in the middle, right in the perfect compound. Winstrike are on the move. That's out in the east. They're making a run for this.
There are hills, dips, and divots to play with. Not too much. You can just see now where they've pulled up. This is what you've got to deal with. Scoom actually finds constancy, and that's an instant yoink. Takes a 3-point, but Chris answers back. Shift goes down. Now we've seen the opener. We could see a confirmed push here. Fast Rail takes a quick peek, 3 times compensator on the M4.
Where you wish you had a nade.
Yeah, if he had it, the blue does confirm. It doesn't matter because they got the knock. The points are there. The 3 times is so good for this level. This distance of spraying, they can just keep on going. They have put Reciprocity into the floor.
Nicely held, but can they hold on? This is where FaZe have joined in on the action. They've pushed this. They've gone further towards the north. FaZe are knocking the door. Chris has gone down. Maybe didn't expect FaZe to be so close by and so crisp on the shots. With fast rail knocked, they look vulnerable. Sigzy on Menox are going to be put to test. Can they hold on to this? FaZe are getting the nades out. They're going to pick those up off the back of taking down DA. NIP in the middle of the field. That's with Winstrike not too far. Mexi's already on the push, got himself some good ground. And the nade probably going to confirm this. I think Chris is just in that little side room for now, but this is a scary prospect for both sides.
They just need to be careful they don't overextend too much. They don't realize where Sigzy is. They do now because he's just fired. But maybe they think there's multiple enemies inside that tower. Once Chris bleeds out and they get the information they got the point, then they will be given the info that there's only one player there and the rest of them are across the road. Look at that from FaZe. There's an instant commitment to try and get involved for the third party, but then they realize where the rest of the team are, they back off, they get themselves the cover, and now they approach the fight. Chris has gone down, so now they know where all the rest of them are, and they just can leave the tower on its own and focus on the team in front of them.
NIP and Winstrike are about to clash. Yeah, look at this push in the fields. NIP have the nade down. Not too surprising. There they go. Oh, Tixu has to get away from this.
Is he bailing?
He's in the car. He's just going. Oh my God, the nade could not be more perfect. Almost sent the car at them. That could have almost worked out. And now Teme's in danger. He's got the nades. He's doing everything he can. He's got fire coming in from the other Finns towards the fields where RIP way on the other side. Teme is still alive, but for how long? He's got Miracle over there. Gaxi, MBS is getting the revive. He's going to be picked up. He's back on his feet, but wanted once in. You got TSM putting down fire. G2 in theory could join into this.
I'll tell you who might have pick of the bunch here. Navi.
Oh, Senya found Teme in the end.
He has a tower. He'll have Overwatch and all of this.
Yeah, but not for long. The blue moves. They've got to go.
It is a slower side, though, so it gives them about 10, 20 more seconds max. The Doozy can put the car up front, give them something to, just work with, to be honest, inside the circle. They have multiple vehicles. They'll take them all up, build themselves a little fort.
G2 are running it. So
FaZe are doing the same.
Yeah, everyone's just going to go for the risky moves here. This is very dangerous play on all accounts. They're crashing ENCE. FaZe are getting in towards ENCE. They pulled up on this. Mikas is there. Trifly, Squeaky. Rustamar got to be ready. That's an M249 with Rustamar, but Mikas is there. He's got to fall back. Pulls off the Dr. Disrespect into the bathroom. He goes. He falls back. He gets taken down. The banhammer comes out. And now the rest of the Knights are folding in towards G2. That's all kicking off as well. You've got so many third parties. Wait, wow, they turned up. How have CrowCrowd got across the road? Razor Edge should be able to see this, but then they haven't. They've let them get away with it.
Razor Edge any second should start to open fire. Set on the wall with no health whatsoever. This should be an easy confirmation for Mexi, but I didn't realize his health is also low.
Oh my God, this is so risky. FaZe is down to a one-shot too.
I don't know how they managed to survive.
There's
Here we
Razor
go.
Edge.
Razor Edge finally turn up. 1, 2, thank you. Third player still live and kicking somewhere. Trifelli does find Mexi. He was healing up against the wall. So they at least get the man advantage now. That's the confirmation through as well. Set last man standing here for CrowCrowd. 3 still alive for Razor Edge. They've been playing this so well.
It's actually nuts. I don't know how they've gone out of this situation. Almost better than FaZe, but FaZe do get the revives. They've stabilized. They're okay for now.
Fuzzface is the problem though. I know he's not inside the circle just yet, but he's holding the hard angle. He's watching that cross. They don't have to cross the road, and I don't think they should, but eventually they will run out of ridgeline. If they get too overzealous, they go across the road, they expose themselves to everybody, but if they go to the left-hand side, then it's a field day for G2.
This is insane. Okay, let's look at who's in danger here. Na'Vi already hitting the prone. Vehicle's still up. I see a tire gone, some other issues there. They've got a lot of eyes on them. ENCE have bigger problems right now, though. They're so scared of what's around them. Don't blame them. G2 have Kane in a good enough spot. I don't know where the rest of G2 are. It might just be Kane at this point. And that compound's still in. Okay, Na'Vi are in danger. The Knights have found him. They found the angles. They've spotted him out well enough. They're getting shots underneath the buggy.
It got stolen.
That did get nicked. What?
Miracle. No. Just taps the vehicle and gets the kill.
Cheeky little bugger, isn't he? How's he done that? Okay.
Everything you worked on to try and get that kill.
So here's the fun knock-on effect, right? You have the ridgeline just to the east of the road that runs around the compound where ENCE, FaZe, CrowCrowd currently reside. If Na'Vi go down, which seems like they're going to be in a scuffle with NIP, TSM, G2, blah, 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 all those lot, Raise Your Edge can slowly work around their little ridgeline. You can see it there. But that is only safe if the field boys are taken down. So they're waiting on the knock-on effect. They need to play this late, and they know that. They can just squidge their way in. But the issue still waits with all the teams in the field. The ones who committed to these fields early on, the vehicles are smoking, the things aren't looking great. Set's been found in the end, he's gone down, and the Knights are crashing towards ENCE as well. So
we've got a three-way in the houses. The last stronghold on the map. Miraku goes down, that's fast rail, cross map. Does them a bit of a favor for now, which will slow down NIP as the blue slowly begins to force everyone into the circle. They're up against it. Na'Vi have also made a move. The three-man stack has come in, but there is zero cover. They are in deep, deep waters here. This is trouble all over it. They hit the deck, but really, how much more room can you get? Trefeli actually ticks up on Fast Rail's knock, and then moves on to Gaxi as well. So Miraku is the confirmation. That's a stolen kill. Second player from NIP knocked.
Oh, that's a shot.
He's dead as well. ENCE just have so much Overwatch on so many different fights here.
But they've only got 4 kills, which is the surprising part. I feel like they'll be getting more now, but NIP have been eliminated. They were in the similar position to Na'Vi. TSM, well, I'd say they're still in it. They're just about alive. Rory's there with Gustav. The Blues on their back, and they will have to find a way in. I don't know how much cover they have to play with. They still have Kane kind of looking their way. And then you've got Fast Rail eyeing up Na'Vi. He knows they're the ones that are going to make it very uncomfortable for them to play forward. So that's a good choice of target for now. Oh no, TSM trying to find a way in. Oh no, it's not nice. They're being just bullied. Poor sweet Rory and Gustav go down in 7th.
Circle comes in. Gives Na'Vi a bit of breathing room. Not much to play with, but now forces ENCE into an engagement where that main compound that's holding back FaZe.
Look at Drayden. Look at Drayden on the minimap.
He's just going for it.
He's done it at the right time. Everyone's so worried about the other buildings. He's found a bit of a spot in time. Reals and Wanted can try and hold the cross. Squeaky's found Uber. Fuzzface is in the building, though. He is a man. He's a danger man in these situations. And I don't think they realize he's that close by.
As well.
God, there's so many of these players right nearby. ENCE are getting ready to. It looks like they're trying to leave. They're already kind of peeling back one by one. But Wanted and Reals, good spots here.
Don't disregard Rustam now with a 249. Like, that's... The LMG at this range is going to shred any single player. If you see him, you have to make every single bullet count because you can damn well be sure he will.
Look at these smokes.
This range is the perfect angle for this gun.
Should be.
This is going to be difficult for FaZe to make a movement on them.
Because the things, they've got no safety. They've got Raise Your Edge on one side. Fuzzface has to create an opportunity. They've got to be kept safe by the smokes for now. That's why ENCE's joining. That's their best way forward. Uber's just kind of at the mercy of everyone else for now.
Yeah, once you jump across, I mean, you can't run in the blue, otherwise you're going to be dead. Okay,
there's
now
the nade.
that's
There's
an
the opening.
opener.
That's what he had to do, and he's found it. Fuzzface delivers every time in these situations, but as soon as Uber tried to join them, that's the safety from no other side. As I said, it's very, very difficult. Fuzzface has been found by Wanted, who were waiting on ENCE to appear, but they found them instead. They're happy either way. The Knights patrol the outskirts. They have a great shot as well. FaZe have gone down in the meantime. That's 80 falling, but that's Wanted on the move. He's pushing this.
Look through the window, see how much more damage you can actually do. Takes the 249 out of ENCE's hands. That's the big boy gun, not been able to make anything happen here. We'll get one player up, which is good. Squeaky's still upstairs, bopping nades and hoping something happens.
There's 12 players still alive in this position.
Oh, if he goes, can they see him through the window? Can they see him through the window?
I don't think so.
Only just, but that circle is encroaching on their position, and it's go time.
How did Na'Vi come out the best in this? I do not understand. They are just standing and fighting. That is it. They are just taking these shots as they go. Kane's still in this for G2 as well. Fast Rail's found Drayden. Raise Your Edge just slowly having to work their way out as well, but it is such a massacre over here.
Squeaky!
Oh, Squeaky makes the play, but he can't make it too far beyond that. Raise Your Edge go down, and we're down to 3 teams. Na'Vi still have 3 in the fields. Drayden bleeds out, but he can get himself back up. Wanted's over there. Reals can pick it up. Kane is being the biggest snake in the world here. This could be 3 back up for the Knights now.
Well, Squeaky went down, but I don't think he realizes how interesting he's just made this by clearing them out. Picking up points before going down in that scenario is impeccable work. Knights get tabbed up. I don't think they have any idea Kane's there.
I'm wondering how much utility they have at this point. If the Knights have anything, I don't think they do. No smokes, no nades, no nothing. It's a slow crawl forward. Kane's got a good idea of what's going on here, and there's the tag coming out. Drayden gets put down. Kane finally strikes towards Reels. The Knights go down in all of the bloodbath. G2's remaining player got swept aside, and it's Na'Vi somehow in that field pulled it off. It looked like all of the chips were down, they were done for, and they turned it around. You've got to give credit for them finding that big position in that field earlier on. When it moved away from them, I thought it was game over, but they somehow held on.
It's an extremely ballsy play to run the gauntlet at that position where they were for all the teams that were lingering on the edge. To just dive bomb into the middle of a field, into what is going to be quite a critical position. You have an elevated line of sight from that tower. There was a player there, they pushed them back and they moved off. Raise your edge, a little bit unfortunate that Squeak came round at the right time. Batters them on arrival, they go down. Kane, I do believe, picked one up at the end there. If not, it was a knock.
I think, yeah,